We all know that hybrid workplaces have become the new normal, right? And a lot of companies are open to exploring hybrid model for their working. As convenient as a hybrid setup might be, adopting it completely can be challenging, and especially managing mobile devices, be it company owned or employee owned devices, can be a little bit tricky. That is what we are going to discuss in today's session. So, let me give a quick introduction to today's speaker. Nandini is a senior business analyst at 42 Gears. She has been with the company for over 8 years, and she started her career in 42 Gears as a tech support person and then moved to a product management role later. She possesses great technical knowledge and takes a customer centric approach to everything that she does. On a personal front, she is a busy mom trying to wear multiple hats and catch up on all the lost sleep. So, without further ado, Nandini, the stage is all yours. Over to you.
Thank you for the introduction, Vajanti. Hello, everyone. I'm Nandini, and today I shall be talking about how MDMs help organizations provide sustainable hybrid workplaces. I would like to snapshot of the things that we're going to discuss today. I have divided the presentation into three parts. In the first part, I will talk about the benefits of a hybrid work model, and in the second, I would like to discuss the associated challenges with this model and how an MDM can help you solve them. Further, the third session will be a Q&A session. So you can drop your questions in the question box on the right side of the screen, and we will take it up at the end of the webinar. If you're short on time, I guess we can contact you on your email ID. We will start with the need for hybrid workplaces in the first place. A hybrid work model helps an employee choose to work whenever and wherever they're most productive, hence striking the perfect balance between working from office or working from home. There are many benefits of this model, such as cost reduction in the maintenance of resources such as physical office supplies, device inventories, etc. In such circumstances, work profiles can also be used in employees' phones for work purposes. Secondly, the work-life balance of employees improved because of the hybrid model. And according to a study by the Economic Times, 9 out of 10 professionals believe hybrid work is essential for work-life balance. Furthermore, many companies noticed improved efficiency and in productivity, helping employees focus more, take ownership of their work, and help employees improve their independent working capabilities. The most important advantage of this model is an opportunity to learn more. This means the time saved by avoiding commuting to the office not only helps employees increase the productivity at work, but also encourage them to learn more skills or technologies at their own pace. All right, so let's turn to the common challenges in implementing the hybrid workplace model. The hybrid work model looks promising on paper. However, practically, IT administrators face multiple risks and challenges. They're the most alarmed among the significant groups affected by this new norm. It becomes a real challenge for IT admins to mobilize reliable strategies to provision and manage large number of devices remotely. It is very difficult task for organizations to install only the required applications on the devices while providing secure access to the corporate files, safeguarding the IT assets and corporate data within. Other than this, tracking the activities of employees and monitoring the health and performance of the enterprise devices remotely. Now, we come to the next point, which is a crisp explanation of the challenge and how adopting an MDM can help you with this. Let's discuss the challenge number one. Challenge number one would be provisioning the devices. Provisioning of devices means setting up or configuring a device or an endpoint to a state in which it can be managed remotely. Once it is handed over to an end user for specific use in a functional manner. IT admins can speed up the process of provisioning devices remotely by adopting an MDM solution. MDM solutions offer support for different OS ranging from Android, iOS, Windows, Linux, IoT, Mac OS, etc. This lets organizations manage the devices seamlessly. Next, MDMs have multiple ways to enroll devices to their console based on the requirement of the customer. From standard ways such as QR code enrollment of Android and iOS devices and MDM agent enrollment for Windows, to advanced enrollment methods such as zero touch enrollment, Knox mobile enrollment, and ABM enrollment for iOS devices. MDM offers varieties of options to seamlessly provision multiple tablets at once from the central MDM console. Not just this, admins have multiple options to configure the enrolled devices with the required settings and policies all at once. Now, let's move on to the challenge number 2, which is managing and securing IT assets. The process of end-to-end tracking and management of IT assets to ensure that every asset is properly used, maintained, upgraded, and disposed of at the end of its life cycle is called IT asset management. MDM solutions offer a centralized console using which the admins can easily track all the devices from a single location and manage all devices remotely with ease. In addition to this, there are features such as location tracking, which helps the admin gather the live location of the devices as well as the historical location data of mobile devices. This can also be used for features such as the geofence, which is a feature to help the admins manage devices in specific locations. Talking about fencing, there are also different types of fencing such as time fencing and network fencing. As the name suggests, time fencing helps admins manage devices between specific periods, and network fencing helps admins manage the devices when the devices are connected to specific networks. These are just a few ways MDMs can prevent data theft and data loss. Furthermore, many MDM solutions also support real-time remote support for remotely viewing the enterprise device screens. The remote control feature allows IT admins to remotely connect to the end user's device for troubleshooting and maintenance purposes. In addition to this, MDMs also offer advanced features such as single sign-on, which helps admins in simplifying identity and access management on devices and accounts, thereby safeguarding the corporate data. Let's move to the next challenge. The next challenge is the installation or management of applications on devices. Ensuring every device has the latest application with proper updates on the endpoints, defining app permissions for supported applications, and keeping a check on installed applications is a daunting task, especially when the devices are distributed across geographies. And every time the admin tries to manage the applications on the devices, it creates a disturbance to the device user. This is where an MDM comes into the picture. One of the major advantages of having an MDM is installing, configuring, and update applications or firmware data on the devices remotely, substantially reducing the resources involved in such tasks. Using MDMs, admins can see the applications, application versions, configurations, etc. running on the devices, and all silently. When I say silently, it means without any end user intervention. And this is supported on OS such as Android, iOS, Windows, etc. In addition to this, MDM also has an inbuilt enterprise app store using which admins can host their enterprise applications to ease the purpose of installation of applications on the devices. Coming to the next challenge, which is data privacy and security. Data privacy means the ability to control who can access certain data of a person or an organization and to what extent. Organizations place many tools and policies to ensure data is protected. Without these in place, organizations may suffer huge losses. Now, let's discuss how MDMs help organizations with data privacy and data security. MDMs have features such as remote lock, wipe, shutdown, etc. options using which admins can avoid data theft in case of loss of devices. Other than this, admins can add work profiles on the devices using which copy paste of data is impossible between private profile and work profile. This method is called profile owner. This way, organizations can also do some cost cutting on the purchase and shipping of devices to employees. In case of an emergency, admins can easily wipe the corporate data on the device without causing any issues to the private data on the devices. Furthermore, MDMs also have content management systems and relay servers using which the IT admins can easily manage the data while managing the cost involved effectively. The next challenge we will be discussing is employee productivity. This is a common challenge faced by both enterprises and employees. Even employees with best intentions struggle to work productively sometimes. This applies to both in-person and remote work productivity. Both scenarios pose unique challenges. In order to improve focus, it's essential to accept and understand the human tendency to get distracted. When an employee is distracted, it's obvious that his productivity reduces. One of the ways to help employees with distraction is by ensuring that the devices provided to them are restricted to the work assigned to them and nothing else. This can be achieved using features such as application lockdown, web kiosks, web content filtering, driver safety mode, etc. Most of the MDMs have these features to help admins with device lockdowns. Let me explain each of these features one by one. Application lockdown. Using this, IT admins can grant or deny access to applications on the devices using this feature. They can even put the devices into kiosk mode where nothing but a list of approved work apps will be accessible on the devices for the end user. Web kiosk. Similar to application lockdown, a web kiosk is a feature to restrict access to websites on the devices. This is very useful to block social media websites on the enterprise devices and helps in increase of productivity too. Web content filtering. This feature can be used when admins want the user to be able to access any website to complete their work but block access to explicit content. MDMs have implementations to automatically detect if specific words used to search content on websites are appropriate for work and then allow access or block it accordingly for the users. Next would be the driver safety mode. This is one of the most unique features available with MDMs. It is an important feature to consider when enterprises are involved in businesses such as transportation and logistics. This feature helps the admin lock the device screens to ensure the driver's interaction with the device while driving is limited. Admins also configure the device to show maps to drivers or send notification to admins or auto lock the devices when the vehicle crosses the threshold speed. Other than these features, there are also options available for admins to analyze app usage. This can help admins analyze the number of hours the app was used, how often it was used, and if the users face any issues while using this app. Now, moving on to the last challenge of hybrid model, which is monitoring of devices. MDM solutions empower IT admins to monitor the device's health and also detect anomalies in the deployed devices. One of the most basic instruments needed to monitor devices is reports. MDM offers a wide range of reports to help admins gather and understand the data related to the working of devices efficiently. In addition to this, dashboards that are easy to comprehend, graphical representation of data such as device details, their status, alerts, notification, etc. associated with devices help admins process the information better. Further, MDMs by default offer features to record logs such as activity logs or audit logs. These tools make it easier for MDMs or admins to monitor the devices. So these were the challenges, and now it is pretty clear that MDMs are a solution to these challenges. With the world moving forward with a hybrid work model, we do not want to be left behind and need to adapt to the new normal rapidly. In embracing the new norm, it is vital for businesses to choose a powerful MDM to suit their requirements without compromising on the corporate data. SureMDM, the 42 gas UEM solution, is one such powerful MDM, which will help enterprises handle all the challenges brought in by hybrid work model easily and effectively. Most companies are striving to become digitally transformed. Business applications are moving to the cloud, and day-to-day IT operations are becoming more mobile-oriented, all while using much more diversified range of devices. Employees these days have all the necessary data on their phones to be able to work on their comfort without sitting for long hours in front of the laptops. These phones or devices could be either corporate owned, personally enabled devices, or simply call it COPE devices, or devices with work profile configured on their personal phones, all of which need to be managed in some way. An IT admin's job is easier and much more efficient using an MDM solution. SureMDM resolves the 5 Ws an admin can face. The first W is who. Who can access the endpoints? MDM helps admin define access privilege based on the user type. The next W leads to what? What type of devices are being used and in what type of environment? The third W being when should the policies be pushed to the devices? Fourth W being where, in the sense where should the user be able to access specific applications, which is nothing but device tracking. And the fifth and the last one being which are the applications users should be able to use, and the security configurations around these applications. So what exactly does SureMDM do here? SureMDM helps business in their digital transformation journey, and the best thing about SureMDM is it is a centralized console using which you can manage, monitor, and secure multiple devices across the platforms. SureMDM also helps you securely manage enterprise apps, contents, and users. And the interesting part is, with every SureMDM license, you also get kiosk lockdown tools to improve employees' productivity. If you are a managed service provider, we also offer a multi-tenant MDM solution to help you manage multiple customer instances from a single console. SureMDM, being one of the most intuitive and leading MDMs available in the market, offers a set of certain versatile features to tackle all the challenges presented by a hybrid work model. In addition to the discussed features such as multi-level OS support, remote support, reports, dashboards, location tracking, fencing, etc., there are many more salient features of SureMDM. Features such as two-factor authentication, single sign-on, telecom and data management, data analytics, certificate management, OTA distribution, out-of-box enrollment, encryption with BitLocker and File Vault, and a lot more. Now that we've seen what SureMDM is, let us see how much of value your business can derive from this. Considering that you have purchased 100 devices, there exist different types of costs and efforts involved to provision and manage these devices, such as hourly IT admin rate, time taken to provision one device, apps installed per device, and IT support cost, etc. It would cost around $130,000 for the organizations to provision and manage devices without SureMDM. Whereas with SureMDM, by investing around $4,700, companies can greatly save the time and money in providing and managing devices. Additionally, SureMDM also helps in reducing the loss of hardware and unused software licenses. In conclusion, with SureMDM, your ROI will be around $117,000, which will multiply your investment by 25 times. You can also discover how much time, money, and effort SureMDM can save you with the ROI calculator. We will share the same with you over an email, or it is available in the chat box as well. This brings us to the end of this presentation. I hope today's webinar has given you an insight into the hybrid work model. And thank you all for your attention. I'd be happy to answer your questions now.
Thank you so much, Nandini, for the insightful session. We have a couple of questions. So, starting with, what are the potential security compliances to be considered before choosing an MDM?
Okay, so there are a few security compliances, as far as I know, with reference to SureMDM, which are ISO 27001, PCI DSS, OWASP, and I guess even NIST. These are the security compliances to be considered before choosing an MDM.
Thank you, Nandini. So we have another question. What
Mhm.
are the factors to be considered while choosing an MDM solution?
So, selecting an MDM or choosing an MDM is vastly based upon the organization's requirement. Like it is very important uh, for you to test and check if the MDM which you're considering satisfies those requirements. And and another thing is that it has to be very easy to use as well. And in addition to this, it is important for users to also consider the OS platform which he intends to use in his deployment. Other than this, you can also look for cost of the product, post-sales support, and third-party integrations. These are the important factors to be considered.
Thank you, Nandini. So another question is it possible to schedule installations of applications on the devices to avoid installations during working hours?
Yes. That is one of the most important thing. That's exactly what I told you, that when we are doing a certain work on the devices using the MDM, the end user should not be disturbed. And this definitely is possible. The admins can very well schedule the jobs and push it onto the devices whenever the devices are free, or whenever the end user is not using the device.
Okay, thank you. Hope that answers your question, Martin. Another question from Martin is SureMDM available as on-premise solution? Yes, Martin, it is available as on-premise solution and SaaS as well. So there's another question, Nandini. Will the
Mhm.
MDM solution integrate with our existing tools such as directory services or any third-party applications used by the organization?
Yes, sure. MDM should be able to integrate with any third-party tool an enterprise is using. This is to help the admins manage the workflow without compromising the corporate data and all. And yes, sure, MDM also does that. We definitely integrate with a lot. We have integrated with a lot of third-party applications.
Um, and another question, does the use of MDM allow my company to access personal passcodes or passwords on the device?
No, not necessarily. So, considering the question, I understand that the user is intending to ask that if the device is enrolled in, let's say, a work profile, then will my personal data be accessible for the for the admins? No, the admin should not be able to access your personal data, and he should be able to access only the corporate data. Uh, this is like creating a container for personal data and work data. So the admin will not be able to shift from work data to personal data. He will not be able to access it.
So, one final question that we have is, if the device is compromised or lost, can I wipe the corporate data from the device using an
Certainly, MDMs should help the admins wipe the corporate data in such cases, irrespective of the type of enrollment the admin has used to enroll the device into the MDM. The MDM should be able to wipe the corporate data of the device.
And and we have another question. Is there a minimum OS requirement?
So basically, what happens is like there are different features which need different which have dependency on different kind of OS level. So once you test the feature, I'm sure you will understand what are the prerequisites for a feature to work on the device.
Okay. Leah, I hope that answers your question. So Martin asked, would it be easy to migrate from another MDM system to Sure MDM?
Yes, that has been possible in the past. We have done it with a lot of our other customers, and it should also be possible now. Maybe you can get in touch with one of our sales team personnel, and they will help you out with this.
Thanks, Nandini. So,
You're
Martin,
welcome.
we'll touch base with you on this and see how we can collaborate further. Okay. Thank you, Nandini. So we have a question from Manuela. What are the main differentiations between SureMDM and other MDM systems? So we have a lot of features that are unique to SureMDM, but I would say, features any MDM can develop it, but our support is outstanding, and we have been rated, on par with our competitors on Gartner and other review sites. And we offer 24 by 7 live chat support on website as well as on call. So that is something that a lot of other competitors charge for. So our cost is also reasonable, and you can just go to the ROI calculator. I'll just drop it in the comments, and you can calculate the return on investment that you will get by using SureMDM as opposed to using another MDM. And we also have unique features like our virtual assistant, which is an AI powered chatbot, which will help you get device information, all the information that you require from the console within seconds. And we are one of the first players to have a multi-party remote control feature where multiple admins, up to 10 admins, can collaborate in real time to perform diagnostics and troubleshoot issues. So these are some of the unique features to us. So we have a lot more, and if you are considering any MDM solution, do reach out to us and we can tell you how better we are. Thank you. So any more questions? I I just dropped the ROI calculator in the chat box. So if you can, you can just go to that and see how much of the value you can derive from using Pure. So if we don't have any further questions, I think we can wrap it up, Nandini.
Sure, Vaishali.
Yeah. So if you have any further questions, you can reach out to us at product marketing at 42givers.com. So I'm just dropping that as well in the chat box for your reference. So you can reach out to us at that email address, and we'll send you an email with the recording and the slides for your reference. So we'll keep in touch. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's session. We hope you found it useful and enjoyed it as much as we did. Thank you so much.